a couple more things I want to do. I've just come to this kind of point of view here. I'm going to drop a camera. Control and click will give me a camera here. You can copy the numbers if you like. And then I'm going to jump inside here. Oh, not here. We haven't spoken about that, but don't worry. We will do later. If we jump into here and come down to our constraints, set up here. So at the moment our boots and the body are, they're not connected, which makes sense. We don't want them. They wouldn't be connected in real life, but they will kind of slip off and it might look a bit unnatural. So we're going to force them to stay together with some vellum. Whoops. With some constraints. We're going to use vellum stitch points, okay, which we can use to connect two pieces of vellum geometry together. So stitch points, and we can use the groups. So we're connecting the change this to points, and then grab the hunter, and we're going to connect the body to the. I'm going to do these separately, the shoes. So you could obviously do them together. One for the right boot, and there you can see what it's doing. It's connecting each point on the hunter with a point on the boot, right? So each point on the hunter has one, and then each point on the boot has many. Obviously we don't need anything like that, so we can set up this where are you, max distance. Okay, we can use closest location on primitive as well. It doesn't matter too much. It just means it will connect to the primitive, not the point, well, the location on the primitive. And then we can just raise this up, and you can see how that searches for point. Set this to 0.03. That will work fine for us. Okay. The reason I want two separate ones is because I want to release one of the shoes partway through the simulation, right? So I'll change this to left boot, please. There we go. Okay. And let's see. We'll keep all of this the same, except I do want to create and group, output group, and call this left boot. Okay, so this is going to make a group of the constraints, not the geometry. Okay, so that we can work on these constraints within the solver, because we want to be, I basically want to delete them like halfway through the simulation, so one of his shoes comes flying off, which I think would look nice. And we can control that, have artistic control and say when exactly I want them to come off, except instead of them just breaking under some force, you can do it. Well, you could do it either way. You could turn on braking here, but I wanted to say at this frame, when he's flipping over, I want the shoe to fly off, right? And then I can use this group to do that. But we're not going to do that yet. We'll do that in a later lesson. Cool. And then one more thing I want to do in the solver here. I keep saying one more thing, but there are lots more things to do, but something I want to do now. I'm going to just add some drag for the body. So we can use pop forces on vellum, as it's under the hood, just like a pop sim. So I'm just going to use a pop drag, connect that up there, leave it on 1, that's fine. And then let's set up the group to be the hunter. Okay, because I don't want it acting the same on the shoes or the clothes eventually, things like that. Okay, so we'll take a look. We'll run a flipbook with what we've got here. It's not going to be that spectacular yet. Eventually what we're going to be doing is pinning the body into the mouth so he stays there. Now he's just going to pop out, which won't look great, but well, it's a start. So let's run a flipbook from, we'll start with 140. See what we get with that. Right, we got a few frames cached out there, so let's take a look. So obviously, yeah, a bit weird at the moment, but things are working. The shoes are staying on the legs. He looks kind of rigid now, but when you take into consideration the how quickly the crocodile's moving, you know, he's going to be whipping him around, spinning around. We need him to be really, really rigid to put up with that. You can see when the leg goes in the mouth there, you just kind of, you can see that kind of bend there. I don't want him too bendy, but yeah, soon enough we'll be kind of, the idea is to pin the points in the middle of the torso, and they will just stick into the mouth, and then we don't have to deal with collisions in the mouth there either. Cool.